From Monday's quest, the Ancient Awakening, we now have access to the Ungael's Combat Activity, which has a normal mode and a hard mode. This will be a guide on how to make the hard mode as easy as possible. First off, for the armor, I was just using simply tier 90 weapons and Death Dealer. Now I do know I have a Zuck cape, but it only activated at the start of wave 1 out of wave 12. Afterwards it did not really proc. And then my Amulet of Souls, you are able to replace that with a Salve Amulet. As for the Reaver Ring, you can pretty much use the Asylum Surgeon Ring. As for the Aura, I highly suggest you to use Majra. The book slot does not really matter, so I just simply has a Jazz purely for its stats. Now, the inventory will be 6 Super Restores, 50 Vuln Bombs, which you probably maybe need 10 at max, a 6-dose Overload, some Rock Tails, Spirit, Bone, Flesh, and Miasma Runes, along with having 6 Brew Flask. You can actually have these 6 flasks into vials. Now, as for the action bar, it is shown on screen, and like I did say, my very first one is, I believe, Death Skulls, which my Zuck cape only procced once. Or, if you want, you can proc it every single wave, as you are able to somewhat stall so your journaling does regenerate. And then the third one that is blank, it is actually the Blood Siphon ability, in which case that is the only time I will manually press the ability. One more thing to note, I do have a Pack-Yak stuffed with nothing but Rock Tails. As for the runes, we are going to be using this for the Darkness spell, which has a 20% chance for us to dodge any incoming attacks. You will be using the spell a total of twice. And lastly, while you are doing waves, every other wave you'll get little buffs, in which case it's up to you which one you choose, although I have found that going out with a bang, well-cooked meal, and the encouraging speech seems to be the 3 best. The well-cooked meal is fairly good, as it pretty much, look at that, 150% more than what it usually does. And lastly, for the perks, now I accidentally did this wrong as I had skilling perks on, but you want Persistent Rage, Berserker's Fury, and Fury of the Small. And with that, let's show how to get to the area. From the Fort Founding Lodestone, we will be wanting to make our way east. Click on the boat and hit option 1 to yes confirm to travel to Ungael. Afterwards, make your way north. Click on the ruins entrance door. And continue going north. Here you will see an imposing statue. You will want to click on it, but first activate your Mantra of Aura, and for our quick prayers we will be using Soul Split along with a tier 95 Sorrow Curse prayer. So click on the statue and hit option 2. Now for the difficulty, you will have to have done the staring mode the very first time, which this is the perfect guide, as you can do that as well. Now, we will be doing hard mode, which is option 2. So, activate the darkness spell, prayer accordingly, overload, and now we can just AFK. But what you want to do is pretty much attack monsters, and then you're able to almost lure them. Like right there, how you see they did clump up to me a little bit. You want to do that sometimes, and then just let the revolution bar do its work. For some reason, even though this is hard mode, the NPCs do revive wave after wave, so it doesn't really matter if they die or not. It's just that when they do die, the monsters will start to target you, in which case you will be taking a little bit more damage than intended. But because the darkness spell has a 20% chance of dodging attacks, you pretty much have a very high chance of taking little to no damage up until wave 6. After the wave is completed, you want to click on the very middle, and then here is the buffs. Pretty much choose whichever sounds the best, or if you don't care, just pretty much play a little Russian roulette. And now we wait for our NPCs to attack me, in which case my Dev Souls accidentally did proc. So you see to the west how I have these skeleton rangers on me. You can attack them, surge to the opposite side, and it should path them a little bit and then just continue attacking them. This is so you're able to clump as much monsters as possible together. It's not really needed, it just helps for your spectral slice AoE. Once status wave is done, advance to wave 3. The only thing you really have to worry about up until wave 5 is your restores, which usually should take about 1 dose per wave. After wave 3, you should have a little confirmation and choose any of the ones that does sound the best, in which case I'll be going out with a bang. And now we just wait to get attacked. There we go. Now, like I did say earlier, you are able to just use Rocktail and Bruise and stuff, or from time to time you can use the Blood Siphon Necromancy ability, which pretty much regenerates your health, and you will want to pretty much eat every time you get about 3,000 health, and then just hopefully you'll be able to tank as much monsters as possible without getting KO'd. After the wave, just make sure to eat up all the way. Wave 5. For wave 6, there will be a huge little mini boss somewhere. Let's see if he does spawn. Oh, okay, maybe that's wave 7. Okay, I'll just have to wait. Okay, I guess it's wave 8 where the little mini boss is supposed to spawn. So you just have to bear with me. And as you do see, you use a bit of rock tails, but you are perfectly fine with this revolution bar as it makes it easy as you're able to see. Although you do have to sometimes pay attention, just depending on if the phantom sorcerers are on you and when they do spawn those cave slimes, which they do hit you a lot right there. So just blood siphon accordingly, and that will pretty much put your health to max. After wave 7, if you do have the persistent rage relic, you can wait until you have 60% adrenaline so that on start you're able to kill that mini boss a lot easier as he will spawn on the north end. Afterwards, you can throw a vulnerability bomb. So like right here, I'll start the wave. And the little mini boss is the undead giant, which just smack your Vone Bomb on him. And then for here, eat or blood siphon once your health does drop to about 4,000, as he does do a decent amount of damage. And as you saw right there, I did pretty much drop a lot. And then just focus on this boss. And once he's killed, pretty much just AFK or focus on the sorcerers. The choice is up to you. As you can tell, the undead giant does do a lot of damage, so you do have to prioritize him first. Wave 9, and yet another undead giant. So, smash that Vone Bomb, and you should be fine. Just make sure to eat. And then wave 9 is usually where you will want to recast the darkness spell. So, just do that, and you'll be fine for the rest of the 12 waves, as there's only 3 to go. Once you have 2 brew flask or doses left, the little vials, make sure to save those for wave 12, as we'll be getting 2 giants for that wave. And that's why at the start of the video I did say to use flask. Kill the undead giant to the north. Throw another vulnerability bomb. And there is somewhat of a little tip. If you're getting smacked by the giant too much, you can pretty much like go away from it, and he should aggro on another NPC, in which case you'll take a little bit less damage, and then attack the other giant, which, if I can see him, okay, I guess there was only just one for this wave. After this, again, wait until your adrenaline is 60%. And now we can activate it again. Target the undead giant to the north. And then right there, you notice how I surged? He is somewhat targeting the raptor, or the raptor is blocking him, in which case you are able to take full advantage of that. So you can just kind of safe spot the giants or not. The choice is really up to you. And now just one more wave to go. Actually, wait, no, I believe this would be wave. So right here, choose the one that heals the most amount, and you want to go north. Attack the undead giant once again, and then surge or escape, whichever it paths you to. And then here is where you want to pretty much focus on your health so it doesn't drop too low. And then just surge from time to time just to make sure that the raptor does block it. If not, you can pretty much just face tank it, don't worry. As long as, again, you do have 2 full vials or flasks of brews left. And then just pretty much kill the little stragglers. Oh, and I guess 1 hill giant. So, right there, you see how Bill is dead. The hill giant is not able to somewhat attack me melee distance, but he can still range me, in which case, right there, my scythe pulled me out of that safe spot. So it kind of depends if you want to kite them or not by using one of your 3 allies' dead bodies, so that you're able to use a little bit less food, and then just smash that vulnerability bomb on them. After this, you have completed the hard mode Ungael's combat activity. With that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what other guides you would also like to be interested in, and enjoy the rest of your day.